When Titan Industries launched Tanishq in 1995, they tried to sell high-end 18-karat Western-style jeweled watches to Indian consumers. The designs were heavy, expensive, and completely out of sync with local tastes. The target audience looked at them and said, "Nice, but not for me." That rejection stung because the local market was too large to ignore. In India, gold is considered street-on, a woman's wealth. It is a culturally embedded form of financial security, an essential part of every wedding trousseau, and a reliable hedge against inflation. This chart shows the sheer scale of that demand. Notice the dramatic spike in total consumption starting in 1997, driven heavily by new gold entering the market. By 2000, Indian citizens held a private stock of at least 9,500 tons of gold. That volume is exactly why Titan's managing director set a strict mandate. The company needed to hit $1 billion, or 5,000 crores in rupees, in sales by 2010. Reaching that number meant abandoning their reliance on the urban elite. To hit $1 billion, Tanishq had to capture the traditional wedding market, which accounted for 80% of all domestic jewelry sales. They had to sell plain 22-karat gold to mass-market consumers who currently viewed the Tanishq brand as cold and intimidating. The first option to capture this revenue is a classic brand stretch: force Tanishq down-market into 22-karat plain gold jewelry, while trying to retain its premium boutique pricing and the prestige of its parent company, the Tata Group. The immediate hurdle was the retail environment. Traditional Indian buyers were used to tight, crowded shops with thousands of items crammed into wall-to-wall glass cases. Tanishq boutiques were designed like luxury hotel lobbies, sparse, quiet, and exclusive. To get buyers through those intimidating doors, Tanishq introduced the Karatmeter, a machine that instantly verified gold purity. This print advertisement shows exactly how they weaponized it. By offering to test any jewelry for free, Tanishq proved that local, trusted family jewelers were routinely overcharging for under-karatage gold. Transparency became their wedge into the market. This comparison chart reveals the financial reality of the brand stretch. Pushing Tanishq into the wedding market protects a healthy 15% gross margin because they can charge a premium for verified purity. However, their projected revenue growth lags significantly behind a dedicated mass-market approach. The math suffers because of cultural friction. Tanishq operates on a strict, non-negotiable pricing model, but in the smaller towns driving the wedding market, haggling over making charges and gold rates is a required part of the transaction. Stretching the brand protects equity and keeps margins high, but it makes the billion-dollar target incredibly difficult to reach. Tanishq remains operationally elite in a market that demands approachability and volume. The alternative is launching a flanker brand, specifically a modest, no-frills project called GoldPlus. Instead of forcing rural customers into a luxury boutique, GoldPlus mimics the exact aesthetic of local jewelers, putting all inventory directly in the customer's face. The customer experience is entirely stripped of exclusivity. GoldPlus encourages large, joint family decision-making and integrates directly into the community, even offering the showroom floor to couples for their engagement parties. To make the lower pricing work, the company built a Karagar park. By supplying raw gold directly to craftsmen and cutting out the traditional vendor middlemen, they stripped inventory costs down to the absolute minimum and decreased lead times. This data visualization tracks the results of their first pilot store in Erode. By leading with the trusted Tata name, but ditching the Tanishq price tag, the store broke even in 6 months, generating a 19% return on investment. Scaled across rural towns, the flanker model projects a massive 2,000 crores in revenue by 2010. But extreme volume comes with an administrative trap. Under Indian law, once a branded jewelry network expands past 20 stores, it triggers an excise duty. That tax, projected to jump to 6%, eats directly into the already thin 11% margin. The flanker brand achieves the rapid volume growth Tanishq cannot, but it introduces heavy tax burdens and strips away the pricing power that makes the jewelry business profitable. Operating both models simultaneously creates a severe risk of brand confusion. GoldPlus relies heavily on the Tata corporate name to assure customers of its purity. If buyers realize they get the exact Tata guarantee for less money, they will drive to the next town to avoid the Tanishq markup. Operational habits will also bleed across the boundaries. If GoldPlus permits price negotiations on the showroom floor, customers will quickly demand that same flexibility at Tanishq boutiques, eroding the premium brand's strict pricing discipline. In response, the Tanishq team fought to keep the entire market under one roof. They launched lightweight 22-carat traditional Indian designs, proving they could attract wedding buyers without needing a discounted flanker brand to do the heavy lifting. The conflict forces a critical choice. The greatest threat to hitting $1 billion isn't a local competitor, it is internal cannibalization. A flanker brand attacking the low end can quickly destroy the premium brand's ability to charge a premium at the top. The solution lies in how the buyers actually view themselves. In 2005, Titan ran a segmentation study that ignored basic demographics and looked entirely at consumer mindset, specifically whether a woman was buying jewelry for adornment or for investment. They found that 57% of the market fell into two categories, the confident matriarch and the balancer. These buyers respect heritage but want a progressive, modern identity. They are willing to pay a premium for high-fashion, traditional designs because the jewelry serves as an expression of their status. Conversely, the rural wedding buyer is highly investment-driven. To this family, a gold bangle is a commodity asset. They evaluate the purchase strictly on the daily price per gram of gold, the exact cost of labor, and the reliability of the scale. Tanishq functions as an ego satisfier for the adornment buyer. GoldPlus functions as a reliable financial tool for the investment buyer. These two mindsets have entirely different purchasing triggers. This matrix maps out the strategic choice. Your decision to stretch a brand or flank it depends on where your customer sits on the spectrum between buying for image and buying for utility. Stretch your core brand if the new target market actively aspires to your prestige and is willing to pay for it. Launch a flanker brand if the new market values the commodity itself and only needs the parent company for operational trust. Running both models successfully is only possible if you maintain strict separation. You have to isolate the pricing, the retail geography, and the storytelling, so the investment buyer and the luxury buyer never cross paths. Capturing the Indian woman's heart requires knowing exactly what she is looking for. You have to know if she is buying a piece of art or a piece of insurance. You cannot sell her both with the same brand.